Hey folks, welcome to the show which gives you media superpowers. My name is Veikko and welcome to Phenomenal Creations. So today I'll be showing you guys and teaching guys one cool animation, graphical animation that there's not a lot of tutorials on the web, like good tutorials. Not trying to promote myself, but still there's not a lot of good tutorials of how to creating these cool lower thirds. And I think that's a shame because it's a really essential for those who want to promote their videos. And if you're one of those who doesn't know what a lower third is, it's basically those introduction lines, like those boxes that shows, for example, in a news broadcast, the broadcaster's name. And you can see it a lot of in a pro YouTube channels also. So what kind of lower thirds am I going to show you how to create today? Well, take a look at the screen right now. So here you can see a few of them. One of them is a bit more advanced than the other, but I'm going to show you the basic technique because every one of those is created the exact same way. Just if everyone like differs with elements, how many different kind of layers you're animating, but the technique is absolutely the same. So as I showed you, let's jump straight into how to create one of these lower thirds. Alright, super. So let's kick in. So this lower third here, the red one, where's my name and my new official logo, hit that like button if you like it and you like the new look. So I'm gonna recreate this one. That's the most basic one and it requires the least amount of time, so I don't get you too bored. So let's go ahead and check out how this is created. And just a heads up, if you don't wanna do this like manually, I have the download link for the templates of all of these three in one project file, downloadable in the link down below, and you can get this and customize them however you want. So there's that. So let's go ahead and recreate this one. Let's go ahead and create a new composition by hitting the new comp button and call this, I just call it tutorial and lower third LT, like duh. Okay, so what do we do? Firstly, let's go ahead and create the main box for the name. How do we do that? Let's go ahead and create shape layers. So what we do is go ahead and drag a box, something around in this size. I think that is pretty good. You can always resize them if you want. And then let's go ahead and change the color to something like this light gray. I like the color gamut to be 2B. It's a darkish gray, but I like it pretty much. So here we have our first element. So let's animate it, right? But yeah, let's animate it. So how do we do this? You can see we need to reposition our anchor points, and I want to be somewhere around here. If you want, you can download a script that does it for you, so you don't have to manually move it. But you can manually move it while hitting Y on your keyboard or just hitting the pan behind tool. Everything works. But I think this is a lot faster. You don't have to use this. It is free. And if you do some Google search on reposition anchor point After Effects script, you will find it. So I just want it to be at this point. I click reposition and it repositions automatically. Super good tool to have and makes your life easier and faster. Okay, let's animate this. Hit S on your keyboard for scale properties. And let's click at stopwatch. And let's click off this uniform transformation. I want this to be ununiform. So, and the left value is X, like X-axis, right and left, and the right was is up and down. So I want the X-axis to be like 1 pixel, like that. And I want this to be 0, not 9, 0. Then I go like a 3/4 of a second, and let's type this to 100. So it like extends from the middle point up. And let's go like another second forward, and now let's change the X value to 100. So what this does is create this kind of animation. Okay, it looks a bit jaggy. We can move this around to change the look. It's a bit jaggy, but we can fix it, make it look more smooth. So select all the clips by just clicking and holding and dragging, and hit F9 on your keyboard. If you don't know how to do that or don't want to do that, you can also right click and go to keyframe assistant and easy ease. F9 is just a lot faster, and shortcuts for the win. Alright, then this makes it a bit smoother, but it's not yet what we want. So let's go ahead and select them all and hit this graph button. Then you can see some curves, and if you don't see these curves, just change the value graph so you can see different kind of value. Edit speed graph is the one I'm seeing here. So then you can see the curves if you don't already see them. And then let's get and click and drag the right point to the left so we can get these cool curves here. What this does, it makes it faster in the beginning and slower in the end. Okay, good technique to know. Okay, this looks smooth. I like this a lot. Alright, so that's that. Alright, let's move to the next part. Okay, once we have animated that, I want to make this cool kind of repetitive look. And if you check it out here, you can see here in the beginning now, you can see there comes like 3 different colors in this kind of cool modern way. How do we do that? Pretty simple. Let's just go ahead and duplicate this 2 times with hitting the shortcut Command D or Control D if you're on a PC or Mac. And then you just copy them. Okay, I will do this back and rename this to like main box. And now duplicate them, so then we know what we're doing. And then what you do is you select everything and hit U on your keyboard so you can see the keyframes. Then you just delay them, like offset them a bit, so they're coming in different times. Then we can see there's stuff happening here. But you can see no difference because they're at the same color. So let's go change that. The first one I want to be the darkest. So hit the fill key here, the button, and make it the darkest of them all, like a 1 stop darker. And then the second one, let's make somewhere in the between. Alright, let's see how it looks. Awesome, that's super cool. Okay, let's go for the next part. So now when we have created that, it's pretty cool and pretty simple, but then we need our logo box, something where our logo appears. So how do we do that? And I want it to be the exact same size. I don't want to be guessing with dragging another box here. So let's go ahead and like duplicate the first main box layer, take it to the top, hit U on our keyboard and declick the scale property so it doesn't have any kind of animation. And then what we do, we keep the anchor point right there, hit S for scale and take the X key way down. Okay, let's go here so we can see the other bars. I thought 13, maybe a bit more, so it looks more like a square. 14 is pretty good. Then we have our logo box, and I want to change the color, so let's go ahead for red and take this kind of 2-dimensional coal looking red. Okay, so now we have our logo box, but it's still, we need to animate this too. And let's do it like this. When this has passed here, let's go ahead and animate the scale, sorry. And you can see the anchor point is right there. I want it to animate from down to up. So I will use the Reposition anchor tool, script and hit, I want to be to the center, but in the bottom. And click Reposition, and it jumps over there. Remember, you can do this manually. This is just a faster way. Alright, so now let's go ahead and add some scale to it. But I can trim this layer just a bit so I don't get confused of where it starts. Hit S on your keyboard and hit scale. Then go and move that, for example, 3/4 of a second, and take the y-axis to 0. So then this will like animate from down to up, like an elevator. elevate. Okay, enough with the jokes. Okay, let's do the exact same method by easing this out. Hit F9 or right click and do that. Go to graph editor, click on this and make this cool curve. So you're just dragging this all the way to the left or to the right, left in my case, in our case. And you can modify these however it suits your look. So now let's look at this. Okay, it's a bit fast. Let's drag it a bit down. That's good. I like that. So let's make the exact same thing with the color shade reproduction. So now we can rename and call this logo and duplicate this 2 times. Command D, Control D. Hit those 2 and show the keyframes with U or S because we're just using scale, and offset these. I want to give a bit different offset here. So the first one is takes a bit longer than the next one is coming up. And then let's go ahead and change the colors. And I will go, this is a good method of using this. Take like an inch, go down. Very good. And then go to the second one and go somewhere in the between than the last one. Then we should have a pretty good. Okay, I think this is just a touch too dark. A lot better. I could actually go and just take these a bit closer. Super. I like this look. Alright, let's move to the next part. So now we have created the logo box animation and the main box animation. Then we have to do the subtitle box animation. So how do we do that? It's also pretty simple. Let's go ahead and create a new box here. Just drag it. Want it to be like this. Thickness and length. And the color we can change later. But yeah, let's select the layer. And I want it to be there, the anchor point. And then I just move it out just there under. I will zoom in with my scroll wheel. And then I want to reposition this so it's directly under. Like that. So now there are under there. And then we can just hit the scale button and click off the uniformness, and then we can like change our length. I want it to be a bit longer than the main text. So then what do? We animate it, of course, obviously. So I want it to be animating around in this point. So now I will go ahead and change the anchor point over there to the left upper corner. And I will trim the clip down. Oh, too long. Hit the scale button and it's 87. We need to remember this 87. So let's take the x-axis to like 5 pixels. No, too much. 1 pixel. 1 is good. 1 is super. And then let's take the y-axis to 0. Let's move ahead. Take this to 100. And again, move this to 87. Like this. Then we got this. It's a bit jaggy right now. Sorry folks, got interrupted. My mother came and told her opinions about my existence. Kidding. So let's start where we left here. So now we have our jaggy animation here. And let's go ahead and select everything. Smooth it out with the F9 key. Easy ease, remember, left easy is there. Okay, go to the graph editor, and now because we got 2, we need to take all these. It could take a while. You need to get pro on this. And let's check it out how it looks like. I like the look. It looks clean and super cool. I would want this to be here already done, so let's go ahead and make this. Okay, That's a bit better. It's now more uniform because when every animation ends at the same time. Super, I like this a lot. So then let's go ahead and check out how to create all these cool text masks and everything. So let's go to that part. So guys, welcome to pretty much the last part of this tutorial, is how to create the texts, but they're created in a pretty cool way, because if you look like this, they're like masked automatically to how the layers are formed. If you look at here, you can see that it moves like this, and here you can move like this. How do we do that? It's not actually that hard. I'm gonna teach you a bit more about alpha mats. Okay? Beginners, don't get scared. They're not the most easiest stuff, but it's not maybe easy, but it's simple. And I'm gonna show you a real basic way how to do this. So let's go ahead and create a text for the main thing. So let's take the text tool and type in After Effects. And then you just modify the size and the font as you want. So once you got your preferred font, size, and color, I like white. I think that's a pretty good color here. And if you want to know what font I'm using Adele Condensed, and I installed it via Typekit from Adobe using Creative Cloud. Here, Adele Condensed. Really cool font. I love it using in typography. So what do we do now? We could go and stylize it a bit. I want to give it a pretty modern look. Right click on the layer, go to layer styles and drop shadow. But now I'm going to create a cool shadow. So go to that to drop shadow menus, change the mode to normal for multiply, and take the color picker and take this color here. Okay, it looks a bit weird, but wait. Go to size and take 0, so it's a harsh end. And then you can play with the distance, so it looks like a 3-dimensional wall or like edge. It looks a bit 3-dimensional, and I think that looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then you just play with the distance and the angle. Okay, 5 is pretty good. Okay, I think that gives it a certain type of look, and I personally like it pretty much. Alright, so how do we do this that it goes with this layer? How do we do that? Pretty simple. So what you do is go ahead and find the banner you want it to affect. It's this one, the main box 3, and move this like on top of it. Then you duplicate this with Command D or Control D and move it on top of the After Effects. So you're just sandwiching the text between two identical layers. And then you change the top layer to white with just hitting the fill button, the top one, and then go to After Effects and hit the track matte to alpha matte. And what this will do is will take all the information which is white from the layer above. Alpha also means for white, or the grayscale, and then it will put an automatic mask to the information, because this got the exact same scale animation than this one. So if you look at here, you can see how it appears. If I go frame by frame, you can see how it goes automatically appears. But what happens if we want motion blur? So if I go ahead and take a motion blur to everything and click this, you can see it doesn't affect it at all. So you don't have to use masks anymore if you did use them. Alright, so the next thing to do is the exact same thing to the bottom layer. So I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, so now I have fixed these both, also this text, and if you're wondering, it was literally the exact same method than the After Effects one. And you should totally get it if you don't have it. It's amazing. This is amazing. So now we have the last part, which is the logo, which which works the exact same way. So what I did is I just took my logo here, put it on top of there of the logo box, scale it down just so it fits, and then just move around with the arrow keys as I like it, like this one. And then I just do the exact same method and putting a shadow on it. Alright, so here we got all the animations done here. So all the texts are happening as we want, and looks super modern and looks super good. I love this kind of look. And if you want to animate it out, you just animate it out the exact same way we animated it in. So that's that. So guys, thanks so much for watching, and hope you guys liked this tutorial and you learned something new out of it. And don't be afraid, all these two others were using the exact same method, but was using different kind of animations, like scale animations from the middle, some linear wipes here with different color layers. But everything is actually the same. But if you get this template if you want. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more content like this. Hit that like button, it will help me out a lot. My name is VK, and I'll see you guys in the next video.